The period of early nationalism was from 1885 to 1905. The early nationalists were Surendranath Banerjee, Dadabhai Naoroji, Gopal Krish Gokhale, and many others. Their belief was that they had unlimited faith in the British sense of justice and fair play. To England, they looked for inspiration and guidance. Even when they criticized the government, they maintained a certain dignity and moderation. Their methods of struggle was that they carried their agitation through petitions to high government officials, resolutions, meeting in towns, distribution of leaflet and pamphlets, preparing memorandum for government committee, delegations of leading politicians to England. The objectives and demands of the early nationalists were in the field of constitutional reforms, they asked for abolition of India Council, they asked for expansion of Legislative Council, uh, they asked for colonial form of government as existed in Canada and Australia. In administrative reforms, they wanted wider employment of Indians in higher services, holding of simultaneous examination both in England and India for recruitment of Indian civil service, adequate representation of Indians in executive council, and complete separation of executive and judicial functions. In economic reforms, they wanted reduction in land revenue and protection of peasants against the unjust demands of the zamindars, giving of cheap credit loans to the peasants through agricultural bank, total abolition of salt tax and duty on sugar, industrial growth through trade protection, reduction in expenditure on the army, and the money thus saved to be spent on social services such as health and education. The early congressmen opposed tooth and nail the suppression of freedom of speech and expression. The era of the assertive nationalism was from 1905 to 1919. The main assertive nationalists were Lal, Bal, and Pal. Their belief was that they did not have any faith in the British sense of justice and fair play. They highlighted the deceit and treachery by means of which the British had conquered India. Lajpat Rai said that the phase of prayer, pleas, and petition was over. Methods and programs. Revivalism. Revivalism of Shivaji festival, and Tilak also presented Chandragupta Maurya, Rana Pratap, Shivaji as national heroes, and their memory should be cherished. Swadeshi. Swadeshi idea was popularized by occasional bonfire of foreign cloth, salt, and sugar. The blazing flames were greeted by the shout of Bande Mataram. Boycott. Boycott and Swadeshi go together. In fact, boycott means far more than a mere boycott of British goods. It meant titles, honors, services, etc. National education. During the Swadeshi movement, many new educational institutions were started. The contents of these were secular education, religious or moral education, political education, and vocational education. The partition of Bengal. Lord Curzon regarded that the size of Bengal was too large and it could not be administered by any single provincial government. However, the real reasons were to strike at the root of Bengali nationalism, as Bengal was the nerve center of Indian nationalism. He wanted to split up and weaken a solid body of opponents to their rule. The policy of divide and rule was to create a wedge between Hindus and the Muslims so that they could rule easily. To demonstrate the strength of the British Raj, that they could do anything in India and they could suppress the Indians as and when they wanted. The Swadeshi and the boycott movement. The purpose of the Swadeshi movement was expansion of Indian industries and boycott of foreign goods, cloth, salt, sugar, renunciation of English speech, government post, and boycott of people who purchased foreign goods. The impact and significance of this movement was decline in the import of British goods, stimulus to Indian industries such as Bengal Chemical Industry, Tata Iron and Steel Company, an urge for national education, an outburst of literary activities. Prominent leaders of the moderates. Dadabhai Naoroji. He was known as the Grand Old Man of India. His contributions. Dadabhai founded the East India Association in England. Its object was to inform the British of the true state of affairs in India. It was his effort that the British House of Commons passed a resolution of recommending the ICS examination to be held simultaneously both in England and in India. Dadabhai was the founder member of the Indian National Congress. He presided over the session in 1896. He propounded a drain theory in which he taught how India's wealth was being taken away to England in form of salaries payable to members of India Council. Suren Nath Banerjee. Suren Nath Banerjee founded the Indian Association to agitate for political reforms in India. He toured throughout India to protest against reduction of the maximum age limit for civil services, which was reduced from 21 to 19 by the British. He criticized the Arms Act and Vernacular Press Act. He was elected to the Kolkata Corporation and also Bengal Legislative Council. He transformed his civic and political duties into means to serve people. He edited the Bengali, the paper which criticized Ilbert Bill and Vernacular Press Act. He convened the Indian National Conference, which was an all India organization, and later it was merged to the Indian National Conference. Suren Nath, constitutional means for attainment of India goal was that he disapproved violent activities. He urged Indians to boycott foreign goods and support the Swadeshi movement. Gopal Krishna Gokhale was the political guru of Gandhi. His contributions. He was the foremost among the Congress leaders. He presided over the Varanasi session of Congress in 1905. He was a man with moderate views and had immense faith in British liberalism. The goal of the Congress should be attainment of a form of government similar to which existed in self-governing colonies of British Empire. His faith in constitutional means. Gokhale believed in constitutional agitation, petition, appeals to justice, and passive resistance. At the same time, he supported the Swadeshi movement. Established the Servant of India Society. Gokhale established in 1905 the Servant of India Society. The society trained men to devote their lives to the cause of the country. Its members were required to create among people a deep and passionate love for the motherland. The society worked for education of women and elevation of depressed class, arousal of national awakening. In 1902, Gokhale had become the member of Imperial Legislative Council. In his speeches in the council, he pleaded for reduction in salt duty, abolition of excise duty on cotton goods. In 1912 and 1910, he moved resolution in Imperial Legislative Council for relief to Indian bonded labor in Natal. In one of his budget speeches, he pleaded for free primary education for all children. Gokhale would like Indians to be given a large share in Indian civil services. His work abroad. In a paper which he read at the New Reform Club, London, he said, India's destiny is to obtain an honored place among the family of nations. His economic ideas. Gokhale was deeply pained to see the increasing misery of the peasantry. He pleaded for the reduction of land revenue. Gokhale was in favor of state protection to infant Indian industries. He called for employment of members of educated middle class. Gokhale had great reverence for Feroz Shah Mehta. He died in 1915 at a premature age of 49. Another assertive nationalist leader was Bal Gandhar Tilak. Tilak said, Swaraj is my birthright and I will have it. Swaraj and Swadeshi had become the battle cry of these nationalists. He made bitter attacks on the government. He said that reforms would be secured not by talk but by action. His weeklies, the Maratha and the Kesari, made bitter attacks on the government. He said political rights will have to be fought for. He employed means to expose administration and mobilize masses. In 1893, he started the celebration of Ganpati festival in Maharashtra. Then he revived the Shivaji festival in 1895. The object was to instill in the masses a spirit of discipline and patriotism. He also organized the akharas, that is a place of wrestling, and lathi clubs to make the youth brave to defy the British Raj. His role in anti-partition movement was that partition of Bengal gave him a big opportunity to expose evil design of the government. Home Rule movement. He started the Home Rule movement along with Mrs. Annie Besant. He was the forerunner of Gandhi as he laid stress on prohibition, Swadeshi and boycott. That is why he preached all these things much before Gandhi. Bipin Chand Pal was another assertive leader. He pleaded that Arms Act should be repealed. He wanted to create awakening in India. He was a great journalist and edited several papers like New India. He taught people to make sacrifice. His role in Swadeshi movement was that he toured several parts of the country and carried the message of boycott and Swadeshi. Lala Lajpat Rai. Lala Lajpat Rai visited England, America, USA and started a magazine, Young India, to spread the message of the right of Indians to attain Swaraj. In his anti-partition and Swadeshi movement, he called upon men and women to fight repression. He was convicted for seditious speeches and was deported to Mandalay for 6 months in prison. He presided over the Kolkata session in 1920 and he wanted bolder action, including civil disobedience movement. Formation of Swaraj Party and entry into Central Legislative Assembly. After 1922, he formed Swaraj Party to contest elections to Legislative Council in 1923. He was elected later and he joined hands with Madan Mohan Malviya. Simon Commission. Simon Commission came to India and there were demonstrations against it. Lala Lajpat Rai was assaulted by a British sergeant. He got injured and he died. He was known as Sher-e-Punjab. In December 1906, the delegates from various provinces had assembled in Dhaka in connection with Muslim Educational Conference. Taking advantage of this occasion, Nawab Salimullah proposed to form a central organization to look exclusively after the interests of the Muslims. The proposal was accepted and All India Muslim League was formally founded on 30 December 1906. Its Dhaka session was presided over by Nawab Salimullah. Aims and objectives of the league were to promote among Indian Muslims feeling of loyalty towards the British government. The league would also remove misconceptions that may arise as to the intentions of the government in relation to Indian Muslims. Secondly, to protect the political and other rights of the Muslims and to place their needs and aspirations before the government in mild and moderate language. Thirdly, to prevent the rise of any feeling of hostility between Muslims and other communities without adversely affecting the opposite objective of the League.